Hi, I'm Emma, LCA specialist at EcoChain, and I'm going to explain what the difference is between products, objects and life cycles. It's very important to understand this, as this is one of the main characteristics in the workings of Mobius. You need to understand this topic in order to be able to understand the workings of the tool. This video is meant for beginning users of Mobius, and as an example I'm going to use the t-shirt demo. When you open Mobius, you always see these three items in the main menu, so products, life cycles and objects, and these are three libraries where you can find certain items in your workspace. But what is actually the difference between those items? Let's start from the products. Let's use this product as an example. So a product in Mobius is a model of the production of your product and everything that it needs to be produced. So this starts at the extraction of the raw materials, for example, and it ends at the moment that your product is ready to leave the gate of your factory and to be sold. This is called cradle to gate in LCA, a cradle to gate model of your product. And as you can see, you need a lot of items to actually model that cradle to gate for this t-shirt. So you see all of these items, and these items are all objects. So objects in Mobius you can see as building blocks that you can use to build your models of, for example, a product or a life cycle. What this means is that every item in this inventory is an object, but actually objects can also exist of multiple items. For example, this cotton fabric white consists of a lot of other things, which are all objects, and the cotton fabric white itself is also an object. So I can collapse this, and this whole thing is an object. All of these building blocks you can actually find in the object library if you want to edit them. And now we have talked about objects and products, but what are actually life cycles in Mobius? Here we have some life cycles, and life cycles in Mobius are models that contain not just the production of your product, because that is then a product in Mobius, but also, for example, some other phases of the life of your product. So this can be use or transport or distribution, or maybe also end of life. You can choose yourself what this life cycle looks like. And in this case, the whole life of the t-shirt was modeled. You can see that here. What this means is that this is a cradle to grave life cycle. It was modeled all the way from the cradle of the product, so the raw materials, until the end of life, which is the grave of the product. This is a commonly used term in LCA. And of course, everything that is used here to make the life cycle is an object. So this electricity item is an object, and the plastic packaging is also an object. And you can all find these in the object library. Okay, so in this video I have explained the differences between products and objects and life cycles. Good luck with modeling your own LCAs, and see you in the next video.